Hello and welcome back, Squirrel family. Today I'm making this video. I said yesterday we'll talk about lying today as the subject. And before we dive into today's video, honestly, today's one of those days I'm just having a really kind of down day. My energy's low, just my motivation's low, everything. Um, I really didn't even want to make a video, but I'm kind of trying to force myself. I've said it before, the days when you really don't want to do something you should be doing is probably the day you need to push yourself the most to do it. So anyways, I'm making this video and we are going to talk about lying. But yeah, I just wanted to be, just let y'all know. So anyway, so about lying, I think there's a lot of different types of lying. So in the last video we talked about is, you know, the devil is a liar. The nature of the devil is to lie. And that if you notice yourself lying, if you notice people around you lying, if you notice companies lying, if you notice politicians lying, anybody who's lying, you know that that's the fruit of the devil. Does that mean they're purely evil? No, right? We all have that, but it is a sign that somebody's kind of going astray. They're departing from God's path. So I think there's a lot of obvious lying. There's lies that are intentional lies. They're the type of lies, for instance, hey, did you pay for that? No. Or yes, I did pay for that when I didn't, right? Uh, Result is really I'm stealing, but it's a lie. So there's those type of lies that are just blatant. There's accidental lies, right? Maybe they ask me, hey, did you pay for that? And I say, oh, yes, I did. And in myself, I really thought I paid for that. So unintentional lies. Um, and one of the most dangerous lies is the unintentional lie that or this one I wouldn't even categorize as unintentional. It's a lie that you tell to yourself and you truly believe it. So, for instance, I may lie and tell myself that my faith in God is extremely strong, right? Like inside myself, I look in the mirror and I say, hey, Alex, your faith in God is so strong, right? And I truly believe it in my heart. I feel like my faith is strong. But then really, really it's not, right? If you look at my actions, if you look at what comes out of my mouth, if right, all these different things, if you look at it, really I'm lying to myself when I say my faith is strong because I'm not actually supporting it, right? And a lot of the time the lies that you tell to yourself are the most dangerous lies, but they're also the most hard to catch lies. So there's another type of lies. But the lie that I want to talk about today are the very minor lies, like the type of lies I guess we call white lies, when you're trying to protect somebody else, type of a lie. So as an example, it's my wife comes out and she asks me, "How do I look, sweetie?" Right? And I think all guys have been there. If you've had a girlfriend, wife, whatever, is she comes out, she asks you, in your opinion, she doesn't look as good as she normally looks, and you're in the scenario. What do you say, right? So these type of lies are, it's hard because I'm somebody who I've always made I've always done those type of white lies just very naturally, and I call them lies of convenience, right? Or like to avoid discomfort. So it's like, yeah, you look good, sweetie. They those type of lies, they're convenient because they're kind of like social lubricant. Like they make things go along easy. But the problem is once you start lying on any level, then it's just that gateway, the gateway lie, right? As soon as you start to lie once, you start to lie twice, you start to lie three times, the lies start to stack up, right? Um, if you lie a little bit, the lies slowly, they gradually get bigger over time, and you always tell yourself, or this is my case, because my case, like lies of convenience are a major issue for me because they start out small. They start out, "Hey, sweetie, how do I look today?" "Oh, you look wonderful," right? When that's not really how I feel. And then eventually they turn into, um, "Hey, did you do something I asked you to do?" Right? And then, "Oh yeah, I did it," right? And really in my head I'm thinking, "No, I didn't do it, but I'm gonna go do it right now because I don't want the consequence, right? I don't want you to like be upset with me or complain at me. Another thing is you see it with your parents, right? Like a parent and child is a really great example too. Is your mom asks you to take out the garbage, right? And then she may call you, I'll be home, did you take out the garbage? And then in yourself, right? You're okay, I'm going to take it out right now. No, I didn't take it out, but I'm going to take it out right now before you're home. So yes, and so to your mom, you're like, oh, I took it out, right? Hopefully you all understand what I'm saying here. But those type of lies are, this is how you're scaling up, right? Because it is a lie. It's and here's the big problem for lying, and actually this is the main point I want to make, is lies. The reason I'm calling them lies of convenience is because if you really break down that scenario, why are you lying? What is the point of me saying that I did something that I didn't do, right? And well, you start to think about it, you're like, okay, well, why do I do that? Well, I'm only lying because I know I can get away with it, right? Because I know I have time to take out the garbage. So then I'll just lie and say it because I can make it happen, and the other person will never know that they won't know when I did it, right? Um, but then why do I do it? It's because to me then it's because I don't want to admit that I didn't do something. I didn't fulfill my responsibility, right? Another person trusted me. Another person asked me to help them make their life better or do something to ease their burden in life. And I don't want to tell them that I didn't, and essentially I don't want to admit to them that I didn't care enough or I wasn't considerate enough to help you, right? So it's kind of like it when you lie, you when you lie to other people out of convenience, you end up, that's how you start to lie to yourself about the type of person you are, right? Because then it's easy to say, oh, I'm very helpful, right? When somebody asks me to do something, I do it. Or, just I take a certain personality or a certain characteristic and you claim credit for it without actually being that person. Another example would be, let's say school, right? People talk about grades. Talking about grades is a pretty common thing. Hey, how'd you do on that test, right? And people, we all know there's people who will tell you how they did, whether they did amazing or whether they did terribly. There's people who will lie, even people who will lie to bring their grade down because they don't want to be the outlier, right? They just want to be with the rest of their friends. So when you do those things, and today's video, like I said, I'm getting very off the rails, but for me, I always did these type of lies, and these are the hardest thing for me to break because it's so uncomfortable in life because I've gone 30 years of my life and I use these lies of convenience. Like, I am such a liar when it comes to convenience, and to not use those lies is so hard because that all of a sudden the expectations on me become so much more, right? It's like when somebody asks me to do something, I need to like really do it right then. It's not, I can't take that break that I used to take, right? When somebody asks me something, I'm in the habit after 30 years, I give people, and this is what lies of convenience, the end result is. When somebody asks me something, I will answer what they want to hear and not necessarily the truth. And hopefully that makes sense to people. I'll try to give one example if I can think of one off the top of my head. Okay, my father, right? Me and my father have very different values in life, right? My father, money matters a lot more to my father. Status matters a lot more to my father, right? So, like my father, his friend came over today, and we were, I was meeting them while I'm visiting my parents, and with my dad, when my dad's friend asks me something, I can tell, like, I can feel my father's, like, he really doesn't want me to answer because it's going to be embarrassing for him, right? Because for him, choices I've made in my life are not things like he would want. They're not things to be proud of, right? They're not things like when he's with his friends, he wants to like brag about type of a thing, right? There are definitely good things about my life that he will want to brag about, but the current state of my life is not some he's happy with, right? So, oh, where'd your son go to school? Then my dad's super happy, right? Oh, my son went to Berkeley. He did this, you know? What did your son do? Computer science, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's happy for those things. But, oh, what's he doing right now, right? Oh, he doesn't have a job and he's, he's been being a stay-at-home husband, right? Like, for my dad, that is, he doesn't want to say that. Um, so when, so say his friend asks me, like, what do you do? Then to me, I'll be honest, like I don't, to me, it doesn't really hurt me to just say, oh, I'm stay-at-home husband, right? But with my dad there, it's like, it's very hard for me. It's so uncomfortable for me not to just say, oh, I do programming, right? Or like something like that. Like it's something so easy. That person will never know, right? That person will never know the truth of what I do. Um, and to them it honestly doesn't matter that I, most likely that's not even why they're asking, but it's that interaction between me and my father, that's the part of where the lie is so tempting, because it eliminates all awkwardness. I can just say the lie, everything's fine, my dad feels good, I feel fine, everything's good. But those lies are so dangerous, because those lies are how the devil gets into you. And when you start to make those lies, then when you make those lies, you're saying these things matter to me, right? So, like today, I didn't lie, but in the past, I would have lied in that situation. But it's those things that start to make the worldly possessions. It starts to make them matter, right? When you try to fit into a world that wants status, when it wants money, and it cares more about those things than loving those around you and honesty and these things, then you start to buy into it, right? If you, even if they're like convenient lies, even if they're white lies, you're trying to protect somebody else, like it's still, it slowly seeps into you. So yeah, I think that's it for today. This video, like I said, I don't know, this is a hard video for me, because this video is probably the first video I've done where I'm really thinking something out. Like I, I knew I wanted to talk about lying. I know in my heart lying is an issue for me, but I didn't really know what I wanted to say in this video, and I'm sure it comes across like that. Like my point is not necessarily super. It's not as well organized as I would probably normally be. It's not well thought out, but yeah, I'll probably talk about this subject more in the future. Um, and honestly, just making this video and talking about this kind of helped me think about some things some more, and I'll be thinking about it, more today, more tomorrow, more over the next week, and hopefully I can make a follow-up video and I can be more well thought out. I will end this video by saying this. I hope out of this video that any of you who listened, like, it makes you think too. Like, do you lie? Are there lies you tell in your life? Any type of lie, right? Are there any types of lie you tell? Let me know in the comment. And do you think it's an issue for any of you? Or is it something you don't struggle with at all? Um, yeah, and just basically, if you do lie on any level, I hope you think about it a little bit more than you normally think about it. If that's the case, then I think this video was worth it. So yeah, anyways, that's it. Love you all as always. There we go. I can speak English, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care.